Our next speaker is ready to take the stage. I want to introduce Ingrid Elfver. She's the founder of Born Celebrity, helping entrepreneurs discover and develop their authentic, one-of-a-kind, million-dollar personal brands. For more than 20 years, Ingrid has worked with everyone from A-list celebrities to entrepreneurial startups. Her clients are experts and trendsetters in their respective industries who have appeared on national TV and radio, been featured in major magazines and newspapers, and been quoted by popular websites and blogs as well, published books with major publishers, and been paid as spokespeople for major businesses and brands. You can learn more about Ingrid at borncelebrity.com. Please welcome Ingrid Elfver.
Thank you. Yay. Thank you, gorgeous. I appreciate you. All right. So you hear the superstar? Come on. We got to dance a little bit. You've been sitting too long, right? And, I love, Steve, I love your speech. It was awesome. So today, I really want to thank Greg. And I'm going to do an amazing introduction in a bit of Greg. But I want to thank all of you for being here, for taking the time to actually invest in your business. You don't realize it, but you're actually sitting here right now working on your business. Because having one big idea can really change everything. So my talk today is all about you. Do you like that? I did. Because when I go to hear speakers sometimes, I get a little bored because all I want to know is how can I get ahead, right? And I think that's what you guys want too. So you're one of the most amazing and fascinating people in the world. Do you realize that? Right? So, but do you feel that way right now? Do you?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you? Yeah? So, are you communicating that in your business? 100%? Because that's the hardest part. But your business deserves to shine and really stand out in the crowd. You need to be the leader of your industry. And what I call a superstar. Because every business deserves that. You work hard. You really, really do everything in your power to get more successful. So if you want to help more people be more successful and live your dreams, today, me sharing how you create $1 million and beyond brand will be helpful. So this is for you if you're just getting started or if you're already super successful. Are you a speaker? Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you a service provider? I don't care what you do. This talk is for you. You're in the right place. Congratulations. And, truly, I think all of us in some way, we are a bit afraid of shining our light, especially in our business. We don't want to take over, right? So, but what if you can become more magnetic, fascinating, and irresistible? Would that be something you would like to hear more about? And you know what? I know all of you secretly know you are magnetic, fascinating, and irresistible. Can you agree with that? So, the truth is that I don't like gimmicks. I don't even like that we are not 100% who we are. So by the time you leave today, you're really going to feel more like your true power. And I wish I could share with you all my secrets, but that would take weeks, months, years. So we only got this much time here today. So I'm going to share with you 2 secrets. But these 2 secrets are the most powerful secrets when it comes to your brand and to who you are. And I think that sometimes we underestimate that power. But I'm going to talk about what personal brand is. There's a difference between brand and personal brand. And I think brand today is leading. And what's really becoming more popular or more powerful, and what every business needs, is a personal brand. Because the world is busy and noisy. Everybody's trying to clamor for your attention. Don't you feel that way? With your cell phone, your The videos you're watching, the commercials, everything is kind of like, it's just busier. More things are flashing in front of us constantly. So how does your business then stand out? How do you differentiate yourself? Unfortunately, so many businesses, they look like copycats or clones. And I don't want you to be that. Don't fall into that trap. Because truthfully, you deserve better, and you know that. And personal brand is really the only way to stand out today in the marketplace. Because, you know what? There's only one you, right? No one can copy you. You're the most original, the most powerful person. So personal brand can also inspire. They can make people feel a connection, emotion, and an experience in a way that normal brands really can't. A lot of normal brands, they just have a clever kind of business name that means nothing, and we don't get that emotional connection. But what if your brand could be about you? And I'm going to get into that in a moment. We only have 3 seconds to make an impression. Can you imagine? 3 seconds. So somebody goes to your website that you've hired someone, worked really hard on, 1001, 1002, 1003, they're gone. The truth is, when you stand in front of somebody and tell them what you do, you have 1001, 1002, 1003, and if you're boring, they shut off. I hate it, right? So the truth is, you have to stand out and make an impression. So personal brand is all about who you are. And it incorporates every part of what you are and what you do. But maybe most importantly, it actually also incorporates your amazing target market. So at first, your personal brand will feel like it's you, but it's going to end up being all about your true target market and client and customer. So it's going to match. You can be you, and you're going to meet the most amazing clients and customers that are going to feel awesome because they're a true match to you, and they love who you are, and they love what you do. And I think that's so important when it comes to business. But a personal brand has to start with you, right? Your message and brand attracts the perfect clients to your business. And we have some water. You always get so dry when you talk. So weird. So you and your business has to become one powerful entity. And I don't know how many of you in the room, you're kind of your business sometimes, and then you do all these other things, and it all feels like it's separated, right? And you feel kind of like schizophrenic because you wear these hats, and Steve talked about that, right? The different hats. Well, I want you and your brand to become one entity. I want your business to become one entity. It doesn't mean you can't do many different things. It just means that you become who you are, and you become a business that represents one thing. And I think that's really, really important. So the best example I have is celebrity brands, and I'm going to get into why I actually talk about that. But celebrity brands, if you think about it, they are the brand, right? And they're the business. That's a celebrity brand. And that's a really good example of a personal brand. And it stands for something, right? It's powerful, it's meaningful, it's inspiring, true, and unique. If it's a good celebrity brand, it can also be slightly disturbing and kind of like a train wreck, but we won't get into that today, no. But your brand and business needs to mean something big and true. So personal celebrity brands, they're global. They have a big presence, they're fascinating message, and it makes the celebrity stand out to media, to businesses, and to peers, right? So people want to hire them and to build that trust. And your brand needs to have the same things. So personal brand actually incorporates your boldness, your uniqueness, that you're fascinating, that you're one of a kind. that you're an expert, that you are the leader of your industry. So, but before I get into more of this, I'm going to tell you who I am and why you should listen to me. Because, you know, nice introduction, but who am I? So I'm originally from Sweden. That was Greg's joke about somebody Swedish in here. And you might hear me say funny words. I might even be inappropriate, but I promise you I won't know until my husband, Mark, will tell me. He's over there, by the way. So you can laugh with me. I'm okay with that. And, you know, my brand, I've been a brand for a really long time. I actually started modeling when I was 14. And I retired at 22. I'm still laughing, yeah. It's kind of funny today. But it wasn't funny then because I was done in the industry. So I actually started became a mindset coach. And I started coaching llamas, A-list celebrities, leaders, all kinds of people. And the only thing I can say about that is that thank God I had the guts to say yes. And hold a straight face and say, yes, I know what I'm doing. Because that's really the first start you have to get to, is dare to say yes sometimes. But what they counseled me on was how they could be more true to themselves, how they could be more powerful, how they can feel one with themselves, their family, and their business, what they're doing, and still feel genuine and authentic, right? And so for me, my favorite thing is when I stand in front of a person, I don't care who you are. I can always see you. I see your greatness. I see where you're really good at. And I can also see the things that might be holding you back and how to help you take everything to the next level. So that's one of my true gifts that I at first actually felt like a curse, because seeing everybody sucks sometimes, right? And today I've turned it into something that's a strength. You probably have something too that you feel like, oh, this gift sucks, right? I'm going to promise you that if you start thinking about it, and I hope that the things I'm going to talk about is going to trigger that into a great gift for you too in your business. So I'm also married to Mark Malatesta. Hello, stand up, gorgeousness. Whee! There he is. And he's my business partner. I call him Mr. Big Idea. And he works with me with Born Celebrity. We do the branding together. We love our mastermind together and working together. It's very powerful. And he also works with authors, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a bit. But I have something so embarrassing to share with you. And I don't know if I can. But I'm a bit know-it-all. Anyone else guilty? I always feel like I know everything, especially when I'm asking Mark to drive. I know exactly where we're going, and I'm always 99.9% right, and he's 0.1% right. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm a know-it-all. So I have to ask myself 3 questions to stay open, to stay receptive, to really keep learning, right? Because the only way I can keep growing and helping more people is that I grow. So I want to give you these 3 questions I ask myself daily to stay humble, not to be a know-it-all, and to keep stretching. So the first question is, am I doing it? So am I doing what the person is sharing with me, right? Simple question, good buster though, because most of us don't. We just say, oh, I already know that. No, you don't. But the second question is, am I really doing it? Or am I still thinking about it? Good. Another good question. Third one, if I'm doing it, am I doing it right? Am I getting the results I want? If not, do I need to tweak it? Because you know what? We get this idea, we get information from people, and we start applying it, and it's not, we say, oh, see, it didn't work. Right? And then we just shut it down, when the truth is you might need to tweak it. So the things I'm going to be sharing, you can tweak, all right? You have my permission. So now I have to warn you one more thing, which is I'm going to really challenge you to, and that's part of my job. Brenda Michard, anyone who knows who Brenda Michard is? Who is Brenda Machard?
He's a motivational speaker, and he specializes in marketing, helping people develop marketing plans.
Thank you. That gave me a moment to drink water. Well, he says that the biggest job for a coach, and I actually think the biggest job we all have, is to challenge, is to make you stretch. So that's my job here. I take this job so serious that with clients, I will not play their small self. I will only play the higher self, right? The greatest self of who you are. I'm not playing that game, so I'm not going to play that with you today. So I adore making people stretch, be bigger, and even make you a bit or even a lot uncomfortable. And I hope I have your permission, because I really you need to like say yes to that with me. And I'm actually okay with being challenging. But I really want you to be in your highest part of yourself in your brand and business. So if some of the things that you're going to say in a bit is going to rub you the wrong way, I'm okay with that. So what's the cost of not having the right personal brand for your business? Well, the first one is you are not living your big vision of your real potential. Does anyone feel that still, that you haven't just accessed that full part of you yet in your business? And you know inside that you have it, right? Anyone can relate? Yay? Do I get a yay? So also, if you don't have the right brand, personal brand, you're still holding back and hiding. And this might even be subconscious. I'm not saying this is something you're going out there and do and saying, I'm going to go hide and hold back all day, right? But we do that. And if you walk in a room and no one pays attention, have anybody ever had that feeling? Right? You walk into a network meeting and you just feel invisible and no one ever paid attention. It's not right. Your personal brand deserves better. And you're not really doing what you're best at. We're actually here to live our dreams and to do what we're best at in our business. And I think that so many people just run around trying to find the money with clients and customers versus really doing what you truly are best at. And I think that when you're speaking, if you don't have your right brand, you actually kind of sound like everybody else. Have you ever noticed that? Like you came up with that great 30-second commercial. That's what it's called, right? But you just realized you copied that out of the person from yesterday. And then you sound just like the person from yesterday. You don't sound like you. But a real personal brand is going to really change that. So if you're not getting the results you want, it's, you really have to look at that. Okay, so what I just said, it's easy to get defensive here, right? Because I just kind of attacked you slightly, saying, oh, you're invisible, nobody can see you. You sound like a copycat. I didn't mean that, but I want you to ask yourself those 3 questions again that I said. How do I bust myself? Oh, I want to help you to see that you need to see that gap. So what was the 3 questions? Anyone remember? What was the first question? Thank you. And the second? Oh, wow, you guys are great. Okay, and then third? Excellent. Powerful. I love it. Because you know what? If you can see the gap, you can fix it. If you're defensive and you can't see the gap, you can't fix it, and you can't grow, and you can't shine the way you're supposed to be and be gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. And by the way, I call everyone gorgeous, so don't get offended. And people think I'm crazy, but you know what? I want to raise everybody's vibration. Every time I meet you, I want you to feel, wow, I'm just amazing. You, yes, you. Because that's my job, right? And what better thing can we do but to make people see, ooh, I'm gorgeous. By the way, you guys, you love the word gorgeous. Actually, slightly more than women. It's weird. Maybe because you're never called gorgeous. I don't know. So when you are, you go, oh, yay, right? Okay, so I'm going to be quiet now. Yeah, so what happens when you have the right brand? Well, you shine in an effortless way, right? You communicate your value to people in a way they actually understand what you do and they want to buy from you in a way where it feels more like a conversation than a hard sell. You also get more opportunities, speaking opportunities, if you want to speak. I don't know if you want to speak. JV, which is joint ventures. Do everybody know what a joint venture is? No? Well, it's kind of two businesses getting together, either doing interviews with each other or promoting each other in a certain way, and that's called a joint venture. And it's a really powerful way to grow your business. You're also going to have financial freedom on your terms, which is the true definition of an entrepreneur, by the way. It's not a job working 8 hours a week, producing stuff for clients and customers that you don't really want to do. It's about you having financial freedom on your terms. You like that? Yeah, right? Because I have to remind myself of that. We're not here to be slaves or to have another job. We're here to thrive and shine in who we are as entrepreneurs. This is your freedom. This is why you're doing this. You didn't just suddenly decide one day, oh, I need to be free. Now, I actually believe I'm unemployable. I'm just, well, you see, I'm a know-it-all. What am I going to do? You know, all I'm going to do is know it all, and I'll be fired anyway. So, you know, I might as well have my own job or my own business. The other part, the most important part of having the right personal brand is suddenly you can say no to whatever you want. I don't care if it's the biggest contract that you have gotten that has tons and tons of money, but because it doesn't fit you or it's not right for you, and you have financial freedom, you can say no. I think that's so beautiful. It's one of the reasons I'm actually in America, being from Sweden. I got here at 18, landed at LAX, and I suddenly felt like I had come home because I could be all of me for the first time in my life. Sweden, at the time, is a socialistic country, democratic socialistic, but still everybody had to be the same. So having the power to say no, it's really a powerful word. And it's really powerful because then you get to say yes to the things you really, really want. Okay, so let me get into it. So now I'm going to get into the first secret, but I have to talk first about inside brand. Because when I think of a brand, I think both on the inner part of you and the external part of you. So I'm going to get into the internal, because you have to get inside your brand and you have to think. You got to understand that you have to be your brand 100%. 24/7. It means no schizophrenic, like, whoo, I'm so awesome when you network, and then get home and just, oh, I don't need to talk, I don't need to pretend, I don't need to be anything, right? Have you ever felt like that? You're two people. Well, I want you to become a whole brand, and that means you have to actually own your feelings, your thoughts, your beliefs, and how you perceive yourself in a very productive way. You have to trust yourself. You have to actually see where you're best at. And you have to own that, what you do best. And you have to be confident and have power. So let me give you an example. I had a client, I'm not going to name names because this one is a little embarrassing. But I had a client, he came into a very high end of my personal branding programs that I have. And we did a whole branding on him, and it was so powerful, so amazing. It's like this guy had unique gifts and talents that no one else had. But you know where he collapsed? It was his inner brand. He couldn't envision how powerful and gorgeous and talented he was that he can own his brand. So every time he was out there, he couldn't talk straight. He couldn't be the brand, right? And that really matters, how you are, how you feel, how you think, how you perceive yourself. It's not so much about the other. One day I'm going to get about the other part, and we're going to get up to the outside brand as well. But it's more about how you think about yourself right now. So the first secret is, you holding your breath? I am. All right. That kind of went straight over your head. All right. So tune into your success frequency, or what I call celebrity frequency. And don't worry, I'm going to get into it, but what is it? So it's your energy that you hold and then energy you put out. Kind of makes sense, right? And I'm going to read this because I got to get these things right, because if I say it wrong, it's basically how you're raising your energy inside and outside to your highest level. So celebrity frequency is whoom. It's not this, it's whoom. And this is where you become a magnet. And this is the secret that every celebrity I work with had this. They had a frequency, a celebrity frequency. They were aware of this frequency. They worked on this frequency. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Oh, by the way, who wants to be Tom Cruise? Anyone wants to? Come on. All right, I need you to walk through that door as Tom Cruise. Would you? All right, come on. I'll talk while make you look good, all right? All right, I'll give you a cue once again. But you have to, like, whatever you want. You can go for it. I promise. All right, so I want you to imagine Tom Cruise is in the house. Let's applaud. Woo! So Tom Cruise, you're probably way too tall. Tom Cruise is only 5'9", by the way. But when he walks into a room, he's a true star. He has something about him, I promise. But he looks 6'5". You can walk back. It's okay. Thank you so much for your cooperation. I appreciate that. Isn't he gorgeous, Tom Cruise, right? Made it better. Thank you. But he has this power and energy. And you had power and energy walking. Did you feel that, by the way? Right? Something happened. Because when we vibrate or think, oh, maybe I am Tom Cruise, something shifts, right? So maybe you all need to be Tom Cruise. By the way, if you hate him, that's okay. I just picked somebody that really, really has been a superstar a long time and keeps being successful despite what we all think of him, right? So despite, what's it, couch jumping? What were the other things, right? Psyching out Matt on Today's Show. Yeah, all this stuff that's kind of weird. But he actually works on his energy and who he is all the time. Okay, so why is this important? Why is it important to have celebrity frequency? Anyone? Make an impact. Make an impact. Oh, I love that. That's good. Well, it's the foundation of everything, because no matter how good your business and brand or even marketing is, if you don't have the right frequency, nothing is going to work. Like I talked about my client, right? Because he couldn't get in his head how amazing he was, he kept sabotaging himself. So we do that. We sabotage ourselves. Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm going to get it slightly personal. Close your eyes for 1 second. So what's your frequency right now? Is it high? Is it what I call false norm? I'll get into that in a second. Or is it low? You can open your eyes. And you can just take notice, right? Did you introduce yourself as you sat down and speak to everybody around you? Or did you just look down and go, please don't talk to me? Right? Because we can have different energies, right? And are you feeling your absolute best right now? And if you're not, why not? You're in your element. This is what you do, right? Networking, connecting, being really connected to your business. You have to have your celebrity frequency on because you can't afford not to, right? So is it switched on and off? That's a couple questions I'm going to ask you. Which of you could say, I feel like my celebrity frequency is switched on? Not that many. How many of you feel like, they might be switched off? All right, so whoever can say, it switches on and off. It kind of has, right? There'd be a few more of you, right? So are you accessing it correctly? Because if you might also be hiding and being that wallflower, even though, again, I'm not saying this is conscious, right? But you might still be playing small in a way you shouldn't be. And you might be afraid of your power. And the quote is Marianne Williamson, which is, we're more afraid of our light than our dark. Amazing quote. I can't remember it all, but it's amazing. Look it up. It shows us that maybe even more afraid how powerful we really are than our darkness. It's kind of sad, right? So let's fix it. So when you access your celebrity frequency, you will experience your full potential and what you're truly capable of. You're going to activate your highest value. Your vision, mission, and passion is going to also get activated. You'll tune into this weird peace, inner stillness, Zen zone, and suddenly feel like, boom, I'm just flowing, and things are just working. And you will impact the world in a much bigger way, and you start being outside your box. Isn't that important, right? We need to step outside of our box. So I want you be aware of the energy you're putting out there. What's your voice, right? Is it whiny? Does it have authority? Does it, do you feel like you're truly speaking with your true voice? Do you dress correctly? Did you dress for 100% success? Can people take you serious, or is it not the right dress? Your body language matters too. You see, frequency is so many different things. We actually smell each other. I don't know, doesn't sound right, but it's true, right? And I'll get into that in a moment. God, I don't know where I go sometimes. All right. But your subconscious and unconscious can be sabotaging you even though you're not realizing it. Because again, we do things that we're not aware of, and you got to fix it. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you putting out there when you meet people? Are you tuned into your highest and most powerful image, emotions, visions, beliefs about yourself? Or are you continuously putting yourself down and saying, oh, I'm such a loser. I should have landed that client. Why did I lose that client? And then you're off on a race in your head, right, with your thoughts. And you just keep racing down I'm a loser path versus I'm a winner. I can do this. I can just shift my thought right there and right then, and I can be a winner again, because you have that power, It's just one shift. You just got to ask yourself a different question. You can also put, I'm a loser, but you can also put a but after that and say, but I'm amazing. And then you erase the first part. There you go. I like that part. I like erasing that stuff, yeah. So, do you raise or lower your frequency when you meet people? This is really powerful. I think most people actually tries to lower their vibration for somebody if they're kind of lower, right? I want you to keep raising it, because raise people's vibration versus holding it back. So what are you really putting out? Is it good or bad? Do you have success frequency? Or maybe you have, desperate frequency. That one when you didn't make enough this month, and now you're afraid, right? So you have this fear frequency. And I don't care how hard something is right now. I don't know what's going on with my speaker here. If it's some, okay. I can just hear this thing. Okay, so fear, do you remember I said we can smell each other? I should shut up now. Okay, we can, actually. I can smell when you're not successful, right? So you have to really work on the success frequency so you can outwit this weird mind that keeps you in a trap, right? So the highest frequency is magnetic, it's fascinating, and it's so powerful. And again, we started this and I said, you're the most amazing and powerful, what did I say? You don't remember? You're the most amazing, powerful person on this earth. So you are. That's why the success frequency. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly get into the false norm energy and the low frequency. So the false norm is when you're trying to fit in and be just like everybody else because that's what everybody does. Wrong. And the hardest part is that for your business and brand, for you, it's devastating. And it's deceiving because it's going to keep tricking you to stay normal. And that's false normal. You're amazing, remember? You need to get out of that thought. So it's hard to see and admit it, but you have to. You have to say to yourself that I'm different. And I'm not talking ego trip here. I don't mean that. I don't ever want any one of you walk in without the right swagger or have a swagger that's fake. That's just wrong. The right swagger is you're confident. You know who you are. You're really powerful. The low frequency is you don't look people in the eyes. You don't believe in what you do. You doubt. You second guess yourself. This is the Swedish part. You're boring and you're not true to yourself. That's low frequency. And you know those people when you're around them, you just want to sing to the floor. And it's really hard to listen because they're kind of boring, right? It's because the frequency is boring. And the person is not boring. I'm not saying that you're boring if you have low frequency. It just means raise it, right? Okay. So I'm going to get in quickly to a client, and Harold, he is a superstar today, but when it came to us, he's like from Midwest, average, kind of introvert, a political guy, so when he talked, it was kind of boring. And we met him at a writers' conference where Mark and I was speaking, and he told me the first thing, I don't want to be a celebrity. Yet he signed up for my celebrity program. It's funny how we contradict ourselves, right? And during the year he worked with me and us, Mark and me too, I really worked on his celebrity frequency. So today he's like a different man. I mean, I never expected this of him. I really didn't, because I thought, okay, we'll create an amazing brand, we'll do all these things, but I didn't think he was going to change that much. But now he consults political parties and elects people who are trying to become elected all over the U.S. He has swagger. He has confidence. He has a successful business. And he was working for the state doing some weird accounting or Excel spreadsheets. Stuff that I just want to kill myself just the thought, right? But so everybody can have a celebrity frequency. Okay, so let me give you the quick stuff. So the action steps here today to raise your frequency. Moment-to-moment check-in with yourself throughout your day. Set a timer every hour. Is your frequency high? Is it low? Keep checking it until you have it high throughout your day. I don't care if you're in bed or you're in a business meeting. I don't care if you're like for me right now, I'm on stage. My energy is going to be the same when I'm home by myself with my cats, right? It needs to be crazy. Yeah. And so the other one is morning and night visualization. You need to visualize your greatness morning and night. That needs to just be a staple. It's like you drinking water, you eating food. Morning, night visualization, right? And what you see in your mind will become your reality. That's just true. Okay, third one, you might not want to do what I do. Oh boy, all right. Some of you guys are going to go, oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so can you stand up, all of you, for a moment? Oh, dear God. Okay, raise your arms. Whee! I made you do it. Oh, no. All right, you need to do that throughout your day to create your bliss, to create that energy. But do you feel it? I know you're a guy. Did you feel it? Yeah? What would you say instead as a guy? Anyone have a sound that you want to make that's a little less girly? Hooah! All right. Whatever it is, right? Come up with your own thing. Okay, you can sit down. Thank you. But that raised your energy. Did you feel that, though? Right? Now you're becoming, now I can feel that. I see you. Okay, so now we're getting into the outside of your brand. So this is probably the most important secret for any business. And that is you have to really, to build your brand, right? You need to become your outside brand. And that is what people see, your brand name, message, action plan, all those different things. But my biggest secret here that is so underestimated by almost every branding person I meet or every business, or they have it wrong and it's usually inauthentic, forced, or it's just too clever. And what I'm talking about is you need X factor for your business. And I'm going to give you some really good examples of actually how we've done that with clients and what that looks like. Would that be interesting for your business, right? Okay. So I'll try to get as fast as I can. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so X Factor is the secret formula that makes your personal brand and you stand out from the crowd. It demonstrates your value. You can raise your rates. People understand what you offer and they want to buy from you. X Factor can be something unique that you deliver. It can be high concept. It can be old that's been reinvented. Two things that don't normally go together or never been combined before. So it increases trust and authority, and it gives you an edge. Don't you love X Factor? And no, I'm not talking about that TV talent show. I'm talking about that, X Factor for your business. So let me give you a few examples. So I have a client, her name is Nadine, and she is a former Indy car engineer. Kind of unusual, right? And she came to us wanting to change into her own business. And she needed a brand and a business. So we came up with her business name. So X Factor can be your business name. So let me give you an example. So Fast Women in Business, that's the name you came up. Anyone can see the link between being a former IndyCar engineer, right? Well, she's the only one who can be named this in her business. And she does know it has a double meaning that means fast women. Yeah. And she's okay with that because she has that swagger and power in herself. But again, she's the only one who can do this, and she helps women thrive in a male-dominated marketplace and corporation. So is she the only one who can do this or have this business name? I would say, right? That's why X Factor is so powerful. Differentiation. So we have another client. She's from China. She now lives in Canada. She loves duality, and, well, China is all dragons, right? So we came up with her business name, Embracing Your Dragon. But the differentiation we came up is integrating women's dual side, the light and dark side of who they are, so they can have fulfillment and wealth. Do you think she's the only one who can have that name and mean something? Right? And the differentiation is really powerful. The other one is it can also be a tagline, X Factor. So we work with another client from Australia. He flew in to see us for 2 VIP days and worked with us throughout a year. And his tagline is, get more sleep and live a rich life. Sounds great, right? Well, his business name is 5 a.m. wake up call. That kind of can scare some of you to death, right? So we had to figure out how to come up with a tagline that didn't scare people, that made people more interested. Well, get more sleep and live a rich life sounds more interesting, right? And again, X Factor is Bryce from Australia. He's the only one who can have this tagline, right? Because that's his deal. That's who he is. Okay, so the other one is niche and focus. And that's how, my example is actually Mark Malatesta, my husband. Sorry I'm proming him, but since we work together, I want to show that part too. He helps authors get a New York agent and get published with a traditional publisher. That's kind of a niche, isn't it? Right? Unique niche. And his differentiation and niche is that he doesn't do self-publishing. Everybody's competing right now in the self-publishing market. Mark is just dominating this market. He owns it. And he coaches clients in a different way, and he shows them the whole process rather than just one part. So that makes him unique. His website, by the way, just shameless plug, thebestsellingauthor.com, if you want to learn more. Okay, the other part of X Factor, and then we're almost actually done, is it's who you are, right? X Factor is who you are. It's what makes you different. Remember I started with that? So Mark is a former lure agent. That's why he can do what he does. How does he get agents? Well, he used to be an agent. Do you think he has insider information in a way that no one else has? Right? So who you are matters. What is the you are that nobody else has, right? So me, okay, I'm shamelessly plugging me too. So I work with celebrities, A-list celebrities. I still work with them. Does that make me different, right? Well, I've been around real fame. I've been around real success. that makes me different from somebody else. So that's why I named my company Born Celebrity. There's a reason for it. It's genuine, it's authentic. I'm not trying to be flashy, I'm just being me. So you have to be you in whatever that is. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you an action plan, because without this, right, I gave you an action plan for the celebrity frequency, and I'm gonna give you an action plan for your X factor. You're gonna have to write fast, sorry. So write 3 things that makes you different and stand out right now. You don't need to write it, just write down what I'm saying, and then you can take a little bit later and do it correctly, because you need to do this right. The step 2 is, how can you add more X factor to yourself and your brand? And that is in your brand name, the pain and the solution that you solve, the solution or outcome that you provide, your system, method, or process. It can be your business card, which is the visual. It can be website, marketing material. It can be your image, the way you talk, walk, dress, right? So when you meet me, every time you see me, all I wear is white. Do you think people remember me? I've done this for 25 years. It's a long time to be a certain brand. You know what? If my clothing is slightly dark, people would come up to me and say, your clothing is not right. Men do that, by the way, not women. It's so weird. And I'm like, you have nothing else to do? I didn't even know that guys pay attention, but you all do, because brand matters, right? Okay, so it's your personal stories. It can be an email subject line. That can be an X factor as well. It can be your marketing strategy. So write down a few things that can be your X factor, because the more you think about it, the more unique you become and the more powerful you become. And that's my sole goal here today, is to make you feel passionate about who you are and see that you are different, and that there's ways to position you in a way that you shine like a gorgeous, gorgeous superstar you're born to be.